don't actually know what I'm thinking. Right, action, is it? Hi guys, welcome back to Kit Car Director and MK Sportscars. Back in the workshop, and I did promise you we'd try and give you weekly updates on certain singular builds rather than doing a massive workshop walk. So next one on the list is this one. It's a CUP200 Plus. Now for those you haven't seen, hopefully you've been following us, but if you haven't, the CUP200 Plus is basically a CUP200 chassis with a 1440 high booster engine built by RLM Racing. These make around 235 horsepower. It's pretty much, this was exactly the same. Had this on the dyno at RLM as well, and yep, made exactly the same sort of horsepower. So killer engine, big torque numbers. We pair that with a differential which is a 3:1:4 ratio. So jumping to the back here, I know we're going to scoot around a little bit here, so sorry to Finn behind the camera, but this has got a Sierra diff, a 3.14. So what we've done with this is pairing it up with the gearing ratio of this to give it a bit more top speed because you've got a bit more power. So it's geared for over 140 mile an hour. Acceleration is still as rapid as a sort of normal CUP200. They're sort of definitely sub 4 seconds 0 to 60. We've never got a true barometer on it, and it does tend on tyre temperatures and road temperatures and the tarmac you're on, but they're always below that. And when we see these guys on the racetrack, when they launch them off the circuit, off the start finish line, these things go like a bat out of hell. So what we're on with this one, so engine's in, we've seen all that, drive-by-wire throttle body, so Gen 3 drive-by-wires with the RLM fuel rail in here, drive-by-wire motor. And then it's got its gear change in here, which is the flat shift up and down. So it will be literally, this way is down, and it will literally, you've got to move the dashboard out of the way, Sean. It will come up and down, it's so easy to move, it's so light. So this is the strain gauge for it here. So what that does, that detects the action in the motion here, and it'll either auto blip the motor here on the downshift, or when it's done up, it will pull apart, etc., and then it will cut the ignition, which is done through the ECU. You'll just cut the ignition to allow you to go upshift nice and smooth on full throttle. So you can be literally full throttle like this and change gear. It won't make no difference. It will just go in nice and smooth. And you can do that on partial throttle as well. It doesn't matter. It will go through it. So that's what the drive-by motor is. It's got our billet aluminium pedal box in here, which is really nice, all labelled up, and our spring-loaded and accelerator system, which is really nice and positive and sure, so that springs back into place every time, which is what you want. And then bodywork's all been fitted around it because that's been wrapped. So we've dry fitted the whole bodywork and literally done we've done everything. We've fitted every hole, drilled every hole, because it's going to be wrapped. We've even partially fitted all of the Zeus fasteners, so all of these are done with little Zeus fasteners. Put them in, but when they come, they're not riveted in now. They'll go in there, and they've drilled all the holes here, pre-done, so when it's wrapped we can just fit everything nice and simple. We haven't fitted any grills in yet because the wrapping has been done, but what we've done, we've polished out and flatted out every sharp edge around here to make sure when the wrap goes on it fits nice and smooth, and we've done that on every single panel. Probably took a couple of hours just to fettle all the finer edges to the panels because it's being wrapped, and then all the front corners, really simple on these cars. Billet front upright, billet bearing carrier on here, wheelwood caliper onto our billet bracket, onto our wheels, which is our new AR1 wheel, VR1 on an AR1 tyre. There's a lot of AR, VRs and whatever one's going on here. 185 on the front, 6013s, and 205 6013s on the rear, but these are our wheels that we designed and have custom made for us. Can't buy them anywhere else. They're off the shelf here, and we've got them in stock, I think, generally, of these at the moment. But they're doing for Mazda fitment or Ford fitment. So Ford is 4x108, 63.4 centres. These are 7x13s with a 24mm offset, and the same on the rear, they're the same, the 7s, and then Mazdas will be a 4x100 on the pitch on it, and a 57.1, I think it is, centre on them as well. So when you move along to the centre of the vehicle here, you have to excuse me, sorry about that. We're in with the dashboard wiring, which is laid in just gently at the moment because we're just doing the finishing, all the switch gear in here. It's just, we ain't going to finish that until we've done the wrap. We put the steering wheel on, it's got a double D, everybody likes a double D. steering wheel going on. It's temporarily fitted on because it'll be coming off when we fit the dash, but it's all having the freewheel. So it's got the indicators, high beam, which will get labelled up, fog light, horn, all of those bits on there with a double D wheel. We'll put the protection back on in a second for that. Our collapsible steering column, that's all in here. And we'll put a collapsible boss in here, and this is where it slides for IVA, for collapsible section here, once we get the right length here that we want. We have a little slider mechanism that clamps up on a grub screw there. All the plumbing's been done, right the way through the engine bay. Coolant lines are in, just got final fix to do in some of the locations for those, but again we'll do that once it's wrapped, because it's going in literally, I think it's about a week's time. This is rolling into the wrap shop, so we don't do too much until it's wrapped, and then we finish off buttoning up the corners. Moving into the centre here, centre tunnel, brake lines, fuel lines all running through on our track system here. We've got a track system that then mounts all of the brake lines and fuel lines, the gear lever, which is on a bearing. And this is our electric handbrake. So we've got an actuator here, a motor, so to speak, that pulls on the existing cable on the half moon section here onto our universal cable that mounts to either a Wilwood caliper or a Sierra caliper. We can do either, or we could even do it on the Mazda cars using that. And then tucked just below it is the prop shaft and the electric reverse motor, all mounted under here, which is a requirement for IVA in the UK. You don't need them on a racetrack. It's just weight you unnecessarily need. Certain series do require reverse sometimes, and there is that procedure that they do require reverse on them, but quite a lot of them don't. Moving around the back, all the side panels fitted, rear panel fitted. Again, all the holes for the boot cover's been done. Fog light holes already done, drilled. Rear arch holes are already in the panel here around this side, ready for mounting. Double A arms all fitted. And it's a top wishbone, bottom wishbone with adjusters in here. It's hard to see. And down there, billet bearing carrier on there that holds the bearings onto the discs. And it's got two 40mm discs on the rear, brake discs, and 265 in the front, all cross-dual and groove. Fuel tank, fuel pump system's all in. All nice, neat. Our pump system, modular system that sits on here. Can either use a Mazda fuel pump if you're using this tank, or our CAP system, which runs the pump for basically a single deadhead, as they call it, on the fuel pump, and the fuel sender for the AIM dashboard, handbrake cable, Sierra diff, things like this. Little bracket we make here for the speedo sensor, that's all in there, and nicely buttoned up really. Little breather in for your differential, which is a 3:1:4 ratio, and then your ProCheck shocks, which is at the moment is our go-to supplier on those. And Wilwood calipers on it all the way around, so 4 pots. So it's a really high spec car. It's got lots of things to make it go fast, and lots of things to make it stop, and lots of sticky tyres to make it go around corners. The only bit I can't promise you is the bit in the middle, which is us people who drive it. Whether we're good enough to handle this car is a different story. And you may go, well, I'm a tamed racing driver. Well, come along, have a look. We're going to be doing some track day events coming up. We think we've got 4 events this year, all at Donington. Look up the events calendar on our Facebook page. We've got one, first one is in March the 11th. We'll be having these cars out on track, and a few other, hopefully, owners coming along. So if you're March the 11th, you want to get out on your track day, make it the first one a year with us, bring your MK along. Look up with Javelin track days on March the 11th at Donington, National Circuit, it's a shorter circuit. We'll be running it out, and then we'll be booking people in. I think we can book up to sort of 12 or 15 people in a day. Can't get much more than that. You can only get about 2 passenger laps an hour, because you want to have a little bit of seat time. You'll be able to see what, like, the CUP200 cars or the Mazda car, whichever one we choose to bring along at the time. But if you want to book in Russ or have discussions about that, because you're a bit further away, like you want to come over from Europe or somewhere else, you can book that in, and you can come and see them on track and live, watch them, jump in a passenger seat, get a couple of hot laps and things like that as well, and see what these cars are all about. So yeah, that's it. That's the CUP200 Plus, stonky bit of kit, RLM engine, sticky tyres, go around the corner fast. It's like a high-powered go-kart, just a larger version. So if you know more information about that, hook us up, phone call, email, or come and see us here at the factory, or one of the shows that we've got coming up in February, which is in like Race Retro. That's it. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and we'll do the dance. And I'll see you next week, guys. See ya.